Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Farmington Historic District Commission. I'm Shannon Rutherford. I'm the town planner for Farmington, and we are going to start our afternoon with a roll call of members. Jim Calciano.
Here.
Joanne Lawson. Here. Michelle Fallon.
Here.
Jay Bombara.
Here.
And our alternates, Liz Gemsky.
Here.
Perfect. Thank you.
Here.
As Ted Sanford.
Here.
And I am going to note for the record that Cliff Mix has resigned from the commission. So until appointment is made to fill that vacancy, the commission is going to function as a 4-member commission. We cannot appoint an alternate to fill a vacancy. The appointment can be filled for an absence or a recusal, but not for a vacancy. We have received legal opinions on this in the past. So with that, Mr. Chair, I'll hand it over. Thank you.
Thank you. So as Shannon said, we'll call the meeting to order of the Town of Farmington Historic District Commission for October 21, 2025. And I'll ask Michelle to read in the public notes.
Notice is hereby given that the Farmington Historic District Commission will hold a hybrid in-person and online public hearing on Tuesday, October 21, 2025 at 5 p.m. in the Town Hall Council Chambers on the following applications. First, Church of Christ Congregational, 1652, application for temporary certificate of appropriateness for proposed addition of new tenant sign at 75 Main Street. Superior Fence and Rail of Hartford, application for temporary certificate of appropriateness to install 119 linear feet, 6-foot high cap and trim stockade fencing at 6 Carrington Lane. St. James Episcopal Parish, application for temporary certificate of appropriateness to install new wrought iron hand railings at 3 Mountain Road. Southern New England Windows, application for temporary certificate of appropriateness for replacement of 41 windows at 3 Mountain Road, St. James Episcopal Church. William Clark, application for temporary certificate of appropriateness for proposed construction of a 22-foot by 30-foot, 660 square foot two-car detached garage with a 355 square foot loft at 14 Mountain Road. Interested parties are encouraged to participate in this hybrid public hearing. Participation in person is at 1 Monteith Drive, Town Hall, Town Council Chambers, or online participation is via the link to the meeting on the Town of Farmington's website at the link provided. A copy of this proposal is available online at the link provided or by calling the Planning Department at 860-675-2325. Dated at Farmington, Connecticut, the 2nd day of October, 2025.
Thank you, Michelle. And with that, we'll start with the first public hearing. Just for everybody's benefit, if you have a matter before us, for each one, we'll ask you to come to the podium. That's done this before. State your name and an address, and then make a brief presentation about what you are applying for.
Hello, I'm Biff Scheckinger. I'm a landscape architect in the state of Connecticut. I'm also representing First Church of Christ, 1652. We're asking for, actually, Shannon, can you go to the last, we'll just show what it would look like. You've seen all the signs that are there. We have a new tenant. It's a lovely group of people. If you ever, on a Tuesday, so Monday, Wednesday or Thursday, you go sit in our Adirondack chairs towards evening, you can hear them practicing. They used to be a group out of singing group out of Torrington, but most of their popular is in the Farmington Valley. So they've just moved into the Porter Memorial and rent space for us. So they asked if we would do a sign. I said, you can, but it has to be exactly to the dimensions of our other signs on the next slide. That one. As you know, we have 3 of the signs up. We put one up last year that you approved for the village nursery, which is the one on the bottom left. So I said, if you meet these dimensions and same building materials with a gloss black wooden frame, sandwiching, dye bond, aluminum with covered vinyl lettering, that would be it. It has to stay that size because all the other signs are that size. To balance this out, it'll actually straighten up our posts there. If you notice it listing to one side because of the 2-to-1 sign ratio. So that's it. Where it's a little under, it's a little over, it's between 9 and 10 square feet for the sign area itself. And it's an existing signpost. It's at the corner of School Street and Main Street, as you can see on the illustration there. And they will, it's already been fabricated. They'd love to put it up. I just told them, let me get your approval if you so deem that it's appropriate. And
Great. Henry, do you have any questions or comments?
I do not, yeah. Thank you.
Ted,
No questions.
Michelle,
No.
Jane? Sorry.
Nope.
That was definitely, okay.
I like the balance. Thank you.
so does the beam. Thanks, Jim.
Joanne,
No questions.
Liz?
No questions, thank you.
Okay. Is there anybody here in the public that would like to make a comment or have a question about this application? Shannon, can you poll if there's anybody online that might?
Sure, yeah, the only one online is Liz, but if anyone's called in to offer comment on the application for the First Church of Christ sign, please raise your hand using the feature in Zoom. Mr. Chair, there's no hands raised, no questions.
Do I have a motion to approve this application?
I'll make a motion that we approve the application for First Church of Christ Congregational 1652 to have a certificate of appropriateness, temporary certificate of appropriateness for their proposed addition of a new tenant sign at 75 Main Street as shown.
Go a second.
I'll second.
I have a second. Is there any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions?
Have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the next item on the agenda is Superior Fence and Rail Hartford relating to 6 Carrington Lane. I've been informed that the applicant has requested that we open the hearing, which we have just done, and then we have a motion for a continuance of it. I guess apparently they'd like to come back in a month to talk about this. So do I have a motion to continue the hearing until the next regular meeting?
So moved.
I have a second.
Second.
I have a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, okay. Moving right along. Item 3, St. James Episcopal Parish. Application, now I did it. Application for temporary certificate of appropriateness for new wrought iron hand railings. And you can stay up and we'll take care of the windows. Is that right? Oh, it's a different building. Yeah, St. James Parish, please. Sorry.
Good afternoon. I'm George Roberts. I'm the pastor of St. James Parish in Farmington, 3 Mountain Road. Bob Sudell was our church member who made this request. We are trying currently to do a lot of things to make our building safer and more handicap accessible. As you can see, the railing on the left, this is the door that comes by our mailbox from the main walkway from the church. So you just walk toward the church and you would go directly to that door. So it's a door that gets a lot of use in the building proper, entrance and exit. And so the railing that exists is pretty wobbly and old. So we were thinking we wanted to replace that. Anyway, the leadership of our church felt that a secondary rail, a catch rail, that probably is not going to be used a lot. If you see this rail on the side, if you go to that rail, this rail wouldn't be large enough to grasp with both hands between the 2 railings, but it would be a way people could catch themselves if they lost their balance or stumbled, or if someone were to come up the other side for whatever reason to get into the door. So just trying to create, again, a overall safer entryway and exit way. You can see the dimensions here. Both railings will be made out of the same material that the current railing is made out of. So that we think we'll be able to capture the sort of the historic look that we have now, just to try to create a little more safety for this door.
Great. Liz, do you have any questions or comments?
No, is it going to be the same design? I'm assuming. I think I couldn't really tell from that drawing.
Right. I know. And So yes, our hope is that it'll be identical. We've already talked to a couple of companies that do these kinds of railings, and they're confident that they can create the same look and the same railing, essentially the same height. And it would sort of mirror it on the other side.
Same material as well.
That it, Liz? Anything else?
No, she
I
has,
said same material as well.
Same material.
Yes, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you.
Joanne?
I have no additional questions.
None.
Michelle?
I do not have any additional questions.
Just a clarification, you said a secondary rail. You just mean a second rail on the right side.
Correct. Correct. So our surmisal is that it won't be used nearly as frequently as the other. I think some of us questioned whether we needed a second railing at all, but in the spirit of trying to create a more accessible space for everyone, that having a second rail, people thought would be a good safety measure. It would probably be more of a catch railing if someone lost their balance as they were coming down the stairs without using the railing.
Thanks.
Henry?
No questions or comments on this. I would just say you guys have done a great job with all the grounds improvements there, the new drainage, all the grading, everything. Looks great.
Thank you.
Is there anybody here in the public that would like to comment or has any questions about this application? Shannon, online?
if anyone has called in to offer comment regarding the application for St. James at 3 Mountain Road, please raise your hand using the feature in Zoom. You'll be acknowledged to address the commission. Mr. Chair, no hands raised.
Okay. Before I ask for a motion, just my clarification, are you replacing the one that's there and adding one?
Correct.
Okay.
So this one is old and again, starting to deteriorate, and there's a lot of rust. So it would be replacing that one, adding the second one, again, both of them with identical material.
Should we add that to the motion? I mean, I guess it's technically it's probably replacing like for like and you don't need it, but I guess it can't hurt to, if someone's going to make a motion to say that we approve it, the replacement as well as a new one. So with that, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the application for temporary certificate of appropriateness for St. James Episcopal Church to replace the current hand railing and install new wrought iron hand railing at 3 Mountain Road.
Do I have a second, please?
Second.
Do I have a second? Any further discussion on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, abstentions? All set? Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the Southern New England windows, which is also St. James Episcopal, replacement of 41 windows at 3 Mountain.
Good evening. My name is Jim McMenemy with Renewal by Anderson, 54 Tuttle Place, Middletown, Connecticut, where we're located. So the request is for 41 double hung windows to replace at the parish, like for like, meaning the look will be identical when it's done. The grid pattern will be the same. Some of the windows are currently cottage style windows. Those will be the same as well. So we're not deterring from any of the look that it currently has. And we pull all the permit as needed with the town. We're aware it has to look identical to how it looks now. We're looking at probably late December, January for a time frame for installation. This would run us probably about a week of installation time. We take away all the old product, but the condition of the current windows, there's a lot of dry rot on the exterior, and all the windows are single pane, so they are losing a tremendous amount of heat as a result of the windows they have currently.
Henry?
Yeah, so I believe at least some of the existing windows have like aluminum frame storms on the outside.
Correct.
With the new windows, are you going to be reinstalling storms on top of those?
No, those will be obsolete
Okay.
because they're no longer needed. The storm windows, just in case you go do trivia ever. So storm windows came to be in the 50s because energy started going up and people were freaking out. So they developed storm windows, but they really don't keep the heat in the building. But it's an old style look. And to your point, yes, some do have the storms and some don't. So we're gonna go back to the look that it should be with everything being with a clean image from the street without storms.
Ted?
So these are replacement windows, not replacement kits, so that the sash come out, the balances come out,
Correct.
a new window gets inserted.
Correct.
with Stops or something in the.
Yes, correct. Interior stops. And then because of the condition of the exterior, we're going to be doing a replacement exterior composite trim as well.
Composite
Meaning it's,
PVC or.
yeah, PVC, correct. Yep. So it has the look of wood.
Yeah.
And then George is going to be provided the paint code color for the color match to the window, because the PVC trim only comes obviously in white, but they're aware of that. So they'll have somebody paint them so it matches exactly.
All right, and they're simulated divided light.
Correct. So what we call full divided light, but yes, so they'll match exactly to what is there currently.
Right, but it's, each sash is one pane of glass with PVC or
Correct.
applied.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I brought a piece of a window in if you'd like to see it up close and
Yeah,
personal.
actually, I would.
Okay.
Those are my only questions.
Okay.
You say you're all set?
Yeah, yeah, the sample helps.
Okay.
Michelle?
I don't have any questions. I would just like to build on Henry's comment, the grounds. I mean, the work that you're doing, this another step is really spectacular. That's it.
Okay. Jim?
No question. That's what we usually approve. So it looks
Yes.
good.
I'm just taking a picture because in your description, you said it was a full divided light, which I couldn't understand what that.
So that's how some folks call it simulated divided light or full divided light. Either
Yeah.
they're interchangeable.
Looks
But basically, the grill is adhesed onto the glass like old school, like when it used to be single little pieces of glass,
Yeah.
75 years ago.
Did you have any questions? Or
I do actually.
Go ahead.
When they're talking about 41 windows, and when they came in for the doors, we decided, we don't have purview over the doors in the back parking lot, but they're counting those windows. So will that be a problem for our motion to approve them?
If they want new windows, give them to
I mean, I think it's over inclusive is okay.
Yes.
If
It's
we were missing something,
over-inclusive.
then I'd be a
them.
little.
Yeah, we like that.
And I wanted you to repeat again, that I couldn't find in the description, the acclaimed double hung windows are made of PVC.
So it's a Fibrex composite is what it's called, but that's what we call our Acclaim series window. So the entire window is composite.
Okay, Fibrex. Thanks. Yeah, that was it.
What's that? Liz?
Sorry, no, I'm good. Thank you. Everybody asked good questions.
Is there anybody here in the public that would like to comment or has any questions about this application? Brian?
Can you come?
Can
to
you
the
just,
podium?
Brian, I know we all know you are, but can you just state your name and your address? You can do it from there.
No, I'm sorry. I need
yeah,
him at the
I'm sorry.
podium. Excuse me. I need you at the podium so
Oh,
I can
I'm
pick
sorry.
you up on the microphone. Thank you.
Sorry.
Brian Connolly, 43 Gill Road. I was just curious about the pane dividers. They're on the outside of the glass. Sometimes they're on the inside. I couldn't tell because they said they were going to paint them. So I was just curious. I can see it from here, not over there.
Okay,
Thank
great. Thanks, Brian. Anybody else? Shannon, do you want to poll online?
Sure. If anyone is called in online to offer comment regarding the St. James Episcopal Church application for windows, please raise your hand using the feature in Zoom. You'll be acknowledged to address the commission. Mr. Chair, there are no hands raised.
Okay. Do I have a motion? I'm gonna have a motion to approve this application.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve a temporary certificate of appropriateness for the replacement of 41 windows at 3 Mountain Road, owned by St. James Church, as demonstrated in is it fiber?
Fibrix.
Fiber.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions? Okay. You're all set. Thank you. I believe last item for today, well, on public hearings is Jill and Lloyd Clark, 14 Mountain Road.
This is everybody. We have I've not done this presentation before, so I didn't know I could bring pictures of all this stuff here, but I do have a couple pictures. We're doing a 2-car garage, and basically I just kind of took a picture of my neighbor's house next to me. And our proposal is to be pretty similar to what he has. And also we have another garage, a structure. It's not really a garage. You can't fit a car in it. So that's why we want to build a detached garage and kind of have it parallel to our garage here, but it's going to be the same materials as this one. This was built in the 40s, I believe. And same color scheme, same kind of windows as these. I have a materials list if I need to present this to anybody. I'm not sure.
Was this materials list submitted with the application? Okay, yeah, I think we would need to do that. If you can give that to Shan, oh, that's fine, give it to him.
Thank you.
Is that, yes, here, okay, so, just a couple of things first, I guess, as far as, whether or not we have a full application, I mean, so the materials were just handed in, but, so what we have is the drawings, and we have that.
What was just handed to you?
That's just the windows and the garage doors. I think the materials are on there. There's going to be clapboard siding, and the roof, just like the garage or the house that we have now. We're redoing the roof on our house, and we're going to use the same materials that we have on the roof that we have now.
In asphalt architectural.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
So siding, it says siding is cedar clapboard, including cedar fascia and trim to match existing detached garage. Windows are 6-foot functional transom dormer with 3 1-foot by 10-inch by 2-foot Anderson 400 series awning windows, and 6 3-foot by 5-foot Anderson 400 series double hung windows. So I don't know.
So for that image in the top right.
So that's the transom.
Yeah, there's, yep. So this is the existing building, and it's going to come right here and be kind of in line with the neighbor's property, same as the neighbor's property.
Here's 14. Here's the aerial up on the screen, everyone. So here's the house, here's the existing structure, and you're saying that doesn't fit a car in it. Is that correct?
Right.
That's what you said, okay. And so the new structure will be located
Yes.
basically in this vicinity. And I'll put the
Exactly.
map
Yep.
back up so that we've got that for perspective. So this is the survey plan looking at the same information. Here's the existing house. They're calling it an existing garage. I understand it doesn't fit a 21st century car, but nonetheless. And then the proposed garage in this location at the back edge of driveway and almost the back edge of the existing garage. And so if we go back to the aerial, you can see where that bump out is and the existing edge of pavement. It's basically going to be right in this vicinity. So there'll be no change to the driveway configuration, is that correct? So that's what you're looking at from an aerial or from a plan view. And you can see where it is in perspective. So it is visible. It's going to be visible straight down, adjacent to the side of the home. And perhaps some limited, we had limited visibility from, Norwell. There's a fence in the school, Norwell schools there and adjoining neighbors, but the primary visibility will be on the street front. So the transom windows that are discussed, obviously, these are the three transom windows. It says 6 3x5 Anderson series windows. I can see 2 on one end. I'm assuming there's 2 on the other end. Is that
Right.
gets me 4? And then are you putting 2 windows on the back elevation?
No, I
Sorry,
I
no,
don't-
yours.
don't think so.
No, we had, I got 1, 2,
So, yeah, there'll probably be
3,
5.
4, 5, 6. I got 7, the way this is shown.
3 on the front, 2 on the side, 2 on the other side, right?
Well, this 3 is the transom.
Okay,
So that's the 3 6-foot transom dormer with 3 1 foot 10 by 2 foot. So that's these guys. And then it's supposed to be 6 3 foot by 5 foot Anderson series double hung windows. We've got 2. And then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Well,
Assuming those are all the same size.
so it must be 7 then. I
So
must have,
7.
when I, went over it with the architect, I must have put the wrong number on that
Okay.
sheet that I gave you.
And then Anderson, the door, Anderson A series hinge double patio door off the, there's
That's
these
right
off the
there.
front. And that's it. So it's just the man door at the front, the patio door at the front. And and then the garage doors, a 9x7. Garage North Hatley carriage house steel. Color to be determined on Orion windows. And I don't know if there's spec sheets. So you said,
I don't have a spec sheet, but there's a house on Pearl Street that we went and looked at. It's just gonna be like a kind of traditional garage door,
Mr. Chair, normally we'd get a spec sheet of each of the materials so that they can be approved specifically to that.
Right.
So I think that's what we did with Church Street with the new.
Okay. So why don't we, so I think we're gonna need some more information and materials because we need to be,
Sure.
especially those garage doors. I mean, what that looks like and what the type of
Okay.
door is gonna be important. Because that's what you're gonna see. But I think what might make sense is if you don't have it, we can discuss this tonight and see if there's issues, so you'll know everything that might be a concern.
Right.
And if you have to come back, we should be able to quickly make a decision on your application.
Sure.
And know any issues that we might have. Does that make sense? Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, Henry, do you want to start? Or?
Sure. On the downhill side of the garage, there's a paver walkway between the existing structure and the new structure. Is there a door connecting on that side, or is there only a
No.
door at the front?
No, there's no door over there. No.
Nothing else for me. I will just reiterate, I asked him, maybe if what did catch on the recording, there are asphalt architectural symbols on the roof.
My only question was the materials, the windows, the doors, the garage doors, the trim. I mean, the cedar siding's fine, the cedar trim's fine. But just details on that. I think the garage is appropriate. It does almost exactly match the neighbor's garage, and the street is full of detached garages, so I think it's appropriate.
Michelle?
I agree with what Henry has asked and what Ted has commented on. And I was curious as to how much visibility was from the street, but I think we clarified that. And then the point that you made with respect to, I'm familiar with those garage doors on Pearl Street. So if we could just have something to kind of look at to be able to just make a determination, that would be very, very helpful.
Jim?
I do also agree that the biggest question is, what are the doors made of? What are an Anderson A series double hinge patio door? What's it made of? Garage doors, materials. So really, that's it. Yeah, that we want to make sure that the trim matches and is uniform and it is appropriate. For
What would
everything looks good.
I would get that and then just send it to,
No, it's coming to stat. It'll come to me.
okay.
Joanne?
Yeah, those were my questions also. What would I see from the street? So you'll see the two garage bays and those two doors from the street. What was the siding made of? What type of doors, and what about lighting? Is there any lighting?
There's gonna be lighting. I don't think we haven't made a determination on what the lighting will be. That's more my wife's purview. But, I'm sure it'll look great. So.
Yeah, we've looked at
I'll
another
write down the
garage
lighting,
recently,
too.
and we did look at the lighting fixtures that they had chosen.
Yeah. I don't know what they call the lighting fixture, so I'll get the spec sheet for the lighting, garage doors and the windows.
The window.
We looked at gutters on that.
Oh,
last one,
gutters.
too.
Are there any gutters on this?
Pretty much all the exterior finishing materials. And if you haven't made a decision on, say, the lights yet, that's
Yeah,
fine.
no.
It's just
Come
when
back,
you do, before they're installed and before you purchase them, it needs to be reviewed with the commission
Okay,
for their approval. Because all of this is all of these things are gonna have to be included in your building permit anyhow.
okay,
And so my task is, when I'm looking at the building permit, is to make sure each of these details aligns with what the commission has reviewed and approved. So it's not that you can't change it, but if you're gonna change it, I said you need to do it before you purchase it, because they need the opportunity to review it. Because I will be your stop when the building permit comes through.
okay, understood.
Just a note, many times people will get like a brochure, the brochure that has the lighting picture of the brochure with the garage door. And then, we would, kind of put that companion with the specs for that. So that might make things just a little bit easier.
Okay. We definitely will do that.
Liz, do you have anything, questions or comments?
I do. I mean, obviously all the questions that have been answered, we need that information, but also the existing garage, you're gonna keep that, is that accurate?
Yep,
That's gonna stay, okay.
yes.
That was it for me, thanks.
Okay. I'll just add that I'm recalling now that, the garage, actually, they moved the garage doors. They used to actually be on the front. So if you were staying at the street, you would see them.
It was.
I don't know whether you could even get more than one car. in one.
No, that's
but
why,
then-
yeah,
And so they changed it. The people I think you bought it from changed it.
I don't know.
But it was never, you're right, it's not a wide building. I don't know, it's not real great for a garage. But at any rate, so just a little history there. I'm sure everybody's as fascinated by that as I am. With that, anybody in the audience like to comment or has any questions or comments for the applicant or the commission on this? Shannon, the online?
Sure, if anyone's called in to offer comment for the application at 14 Mountain Road for the Clark's detached garage, please raise your hand using the feature in Zoom. You'll be acknowledged to address the commission. Mr. Chair, there's no hands raised.
Okay. I think the consensus I've heard is that we're going to need some more information. So if someone wants to make a motion for a continuance, and then we can pick this up at the next meeting.
I'll make a motion that we have a continuance for the William Clark application for temporary certificate of appropriateness for proposed construction of a 22 by 30 foot 2-car detached garage at 14 Mountain Road.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Michelle, second. Thank you. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions. Okay, you're all set. So you get that information, work with Shannon. She obviously will be better than us at telling you what you need.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
And the next meeting is November 18th, 5 PM here.
Okay, moving on to new business. 3 Mountain Road, informal discussion regarding location of accessory structure. Did, did we have
There is, I think,
somebody from St. James like to chat about what that accessory is? What you want to do?
This is just a little tiny bit of context. St. James, over the last 18 months, we've merged with a parish from New Britain, and a parish that closed, Episcopal churches, one in Bristol. A number of their members have ended up at St. James. The building is currently for sale. And they have a number of things that they would like to be able to bring to our property, and they're all of sort of an emotional, spiritual connection. But the primary one of those is a rough hewn cross that has been in the back of their property, obscured from the road pretty much since it was installed, which you can't really tell from this photograph, but it's about 7 feet tall, at least in the way it's installed now. And we would probably do something similar. And the memorial stone, and then there are these little paving stones. So we're trying to create kind of a little prayer garden, using some of these things. There's many more items that are too big or too many for us to move. But currently, we are doing some landscaping on the exterior part of that side of the church, which may be the permanent living space for these items, including this cross. But right now, the ground is kind of torn up and we can't really put anything over there. So we had hoped temporarily, though it could be permanent depending on how it looks and whether or not the commission allows it, to have it a little bit closer to the front side of the church. Where the arrow right now is a large rhododendron that's been cut back some, but it's still very big. So our plan for the cross is to have it on the right-hand side of the, right in there, of the, a little higher up, but it would be visible from the street for probably about 20 feet coming up Mountain Road. The cross would be. All of the other items are small, short stone pieces. So in sort of in the spirit of trying to make sure we didn't put something up that shouldn't be where it is, one of our members, Bob Sudell, offered this application. And so I'm here just to answer questions and see if that's possible.
Okay, well, like this is, as it says, informal, so we're not actually acting on, and there is no submitted application. I will say, and I believe Shannon forwarded it to all the commission members, sort of some of the sort of general sense of what we can do. I know we're all careful, when it's religious images or related to churches, and we want to make sure that we're complying. But with that, why don't I just go around if anybody has any particular questions about this, if you do or you don't, but I'll give everyone a shot. So Liz, any comments on this or thoughts?
Just what the cross is made of wood, I assume. I think you may have.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just kind of it's probably 20 years old. So lots of character, little cracks and crevices. You can get a fairly decent look at it from that. It's held together in the center by just a bracket with bolts. Same at the bottom. There's a sort of metallic piece there at the bottom, and then it's currently in the ground with cement, going down a couple of feet. So the whole thing is probably about 9 feet tall, but there wouldn't be more than 7 visible from the street. We'll probably do a similar way of securing it into the ground, with the idea that we may want to move it further back toward the rear of the church where it wouldn't be visible at all and would be a little quieter, and less trafficked. But for right now, where the arrow currently is, all that area is still kind of under, we're going to be reseeding it and topsoiling it, but we're trying to get rid of our big weed problem. All the bare area in the front has all been seeded and is now grassed. So it's just that place on the side that still is kind of unusable, which is why we're maybe bringing it a little further up than we originally thought we might.
Joanne, did you have any comments?
Yeah, do you anticipate that you will have a light shining up on it?
No, it'll just be a place where people can go and sit during the day. We do have motion lights on the front of the church that would illumine that area a little bit, enough for someone to see if they wanted to sit there at night, but it wouldn't specifically illumine the cross itself.
Yeah, and then, do we need to ask about how close it is to the property line?
It's not our purview, but I guess.
Well,
That's a good question.
Yeah,
My guess is about 7 or 8 feet, roughly. That's a good question. We haven't actually measured it, but it's the rhododendron itself is about 8 to 10 feet, and it'll be right on that upper right-hand corner of where the rhododendron is. So it'll be mostly obscured by the rhododendron. It'll just be visible from just one little angle as you come up Mountain Road.
but that's at the time, this is the temporary location.
That is our plan.
Okay, and then
um,
the permanent location is further back along the church, back in
Correct.
roughly this vicinity, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. But yeah, we will need to make sure that I don't know which orientation, which plane of the cross is going to be facing the street,
Right.
right? So if the cross is facing the church, then there's less concern about perhaps an overhang into the adjacent property. If the
Right.
plane of the cross is facing the street, we're going to need to make sure that the cross and all elements in totality are in.
No, it'll be facing sort of the area. So the church is right here. The cross will be facing the building.
So it's going
The
to
side
face
of the building.
in this direction.
Correct. So it can kind of anchor that little area. So it won't be facing the street, or the plane of it won't be facing the street.
Anything else, Joe?
The granite monument, does that go with it, the cross?
It does.
It does.
It's about 2.5 feet high. This there has the names of some of the people on that it will be kind of behind the rhododendron and won't be visible.
I definitely like the permanent location. I think that's a quieter location. I can
Correct.
see-
Less traffic noise.
Absolutely. I think
We
that-
had debated putting it just in our basement space, but certainly our preference would be not to have those things in our dark, sort of dank basement area, and to be out in the air. Hopefully by spring, that area will be reseeded and we'll be able to move it back.
Yeah, I guess I don't have a problem with it, but I definitely would like to see it. And that seems like a nice little area to have.
Yeah,
Those
that
other
whole area in the
small
back,
ones.
which used to be just kind of overgrown with rhododendron, et cetera, isn't going to be a nice open space for it.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Michelle, you have anything?
No, I concur with Jim's comments largely. And then the only other thing, I'll kind of go back to what I said before. It just seems like so much of the exterior landscaping has been done so tastefully that that even something temporary, given the questions the others have presented. No, I'm okay with it. No questions. Short, long way of saying no questions.
Thank you.
No questions. Henry?
No questions. I would just say, I think you're being generous with 20 feet of visibility. You know, there's a chain link fence with a privet. When you're walking or driving by, you can barely see that area with the new construction. You know, so I think visibility from the street is very, very limited.
Right.
If at all.
Yeah, I agree, but someone would have to be looking for it, I think, for sure.
Well, which brings me to one of the reasons before it is, I would like to defer to the commission to understand whether or not a temporary certificate of appropriateness is needed. So understanding that Bob DiCrescenzo said, yes, we have, the commission has review from a material and location, et cetera, standpoint, not content. But in your opinion, does this meet the criteria for needing a temporary certificate of appropriateness with it being visible from a public way?
Well, right, and so my thoughts on that, and it's interesting you're talking temporary. So where it is temporarily, I would say you probably could see it from the road. If where you're showing it permanent, you probably can't, in which case you wouldn't need. You know, I probably am willing to, you know, say you don't need one, assume you don't. But on the other hand, you know, people think that they should come back with for an official approval for the permanent. I mean, temporary, you can put anything temporarily where you want, right? I mean, so it's really about where they're permanently putting it. But I'm open it up to that. I mean, do we feel that they really need a temporary certificate of appropriateness here? It's not finding a way.
I don't know. It's a question. It's a good question.
Any strong
I
preference?
mean, you can see it from the road.
Okay, well, then we should do that, because then that's our charge. So that's fine. Okay,
So if the cross remains where it is, then we would need the temporary certificate of appropriateness. I just want to make sure I understand. But if it's moved to the back where you can't see it.
well, I think, Ted, are you saying you think you could see it even in the back? It's 7 feet, so it's possible.
I think you probably could.
So why don't we just say,
Okay.
all right, we'll say you need one.
Okay.
I think you've heard the consensus here. I don't think it'll be more than a formality, but we'll find out.
That's fine. It's basically the same. So because this came to me after, and I wasn't able to, we couldn't get this on the October agenda. That's why we had the conversation informally. I have the application from Mr. Sudell to put this on for the November. And so we'll basically, in essence, are going to have the same conversation in November so that a formal vote can be taken in November.
Okay, that absolutely makes sense to me.
Great, thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you all.
Your time. Okay, meeting schedule. People taking a look at it, any problems? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the meeting schedule for the next year?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second,
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Make sure you get those on your calendars, no excuses. And then staff report.
Just a reminder about the oral histories training email that I sent a week ago, 2 weeks ago. So it's just a follow-up from the conversation we had at the last meeting. And rather than there being a specific date in November that the Unionville Historic District Commission was hosting this, Fiona or Dr. Vernal at UConn has suggested doing it as an online platform. And so she's available for these training sessions, and the information as to how to sign up was in the email to everyone. So I believe Lisa Johnson has already completed it. I want to say she did the October 7th, and one other member of Unionville Historic District did it on October 7th as well. That is all.
Okay. The minutes of the September 16 meeting were circulated. Does anybody have any questions or comments on that? Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes of September 16th.
For a second,
I'll second it.
thank you. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Great. Those are approved. Anybody have anything else before we adjourn? Hearing nothing? Okay, we're adjourned. Thank you very much.